A very good morning to one and all present over here. This is Govind Soni of CSE branch, third semester. I am here going to talk about my presentation on global warming. So let's get started. So first question that arrives in our mind is, what is global warming? So global warming is the long-term heating of Earth's climatic system observed since the pre-industrial period, that is around 1850 to 1900, due to human activities, primarily fossil fuel burning, which increases heat trapping greenhouse gas levels in Earth's atmosphere. However, other greenhouse gases, including methane, nitrous oxide, and a number of industrial process gases, are also important contributors to climate change. Then we should know that what are the causes of global warming. So, global warming is caused by several things, which include man made or anthropogenic causes, and global warming is also caused by natural causes. Yes, it is true that naturally also some factors are present which causes global warming. So now let's see what comes under natural causes and what comes under man-made causes. So, firstly, natural causes are causes that are created by nature. One natural cause is a release of methane gas from Arctic tundra and wetlands. Methane is a greenhouse gas and a very dangerous gas to our environment. Also, due to volcanic eruption, a lot of pollutants get mixed in air. Another natural cause is that the earth goes through a cycle of climate change, and this climate change usually lasts about 40,000 years. And as we all know, climate change also causes global warming. Now let's see what are the man-made causes. Man-made causes probably do the most damage to our planet. There are many man-made causes of global warming. Pollution is one of the biggest man-made problem. Pollution comes in many shapes and sizes. Burning fossil fuel is one thing that causes pollution. Fossil fuels are fuels made of organic matter such as coal or oil. When fossil fuels are burned, they give off a greenhouse gas called CO2 or carbon dioxide. When you dig up the fossil fuels, you dig up methane as well, letting it escape into the atmosphere. One thing that causes global warming is electrical pollution. Fossil fuels are burned to create electricity. Fossil fuels are made of dead plants and animals. Many pollutants are sent into the air when fossil fuels are burned. Some of these chemicals are called greenhouse gases. And you all know that the pollution causes global warming is linked to acid rain, and acid rain gradually destroys almost everything it touches. Another thing that makes global warming worse is when people cut down trees. Yes, I am talking about deforestation. Trees and other plants collect carbon dioxide, which is a greenhouse gas. Global warming is also responsible for the increasing number of forest fires. It is destroying many huge forests, many more fires that wipe out whole forests. This happens because global warming is making our earth very hot. Carbon dioxide is the air that our body lets out when we breathe. With fewer trees, it is harder for people to breathe because there is more carbon dioxide in air. Plants collect the carbon dioxide that we breathe out, and they give back oxygen that we breathe in. With less trees and other plants such as algae, there is less air for us and more greenhouse gases are sent into the air. Also, we have seen in the food chain that the producers are plants. which produce food for us, and they play the key role to supply nutrients to all the organisms. And if they will be destroyed, it can affect the whole food chain. Here you can see there is an annual greenhouse gas emission by sector. In this pie graph, you can see most of the greenhouse is released from the power stations. These are electrical power stations. It is almost 21.3% of total greenhouse gas. Then industrial processes releases 16.8% of greenhouse gas. Then transportation fuels, agricultural byproducts, fossil fuel retrieval processes and distribution, residential, commercial and other sources, land use, waste disposal and treatment. You can see it for a reference. Then we have talked a lot about greenhouse gases. So now the question arises is what is greenhouse effect? So in the picture you can easily understand that the sun rays and heat which is coming to the earth gets easily passed away from the atmosphere and reaches our earth's surface, but a part of it get reflected back, and a very big part of it is getting entrapped by our atmosphere. This is because the greenhouse gases which are present in the atmosphere are preventing them to go out of it. So, the greenhouse effect is when temperature rises because the sun's heat and light is trapped in the Earth's atmosphere. The heat and light can get through the atmosphere, but it can't get out. As a result, the temperature rises. Sometimes the temperature rise can change in a way that helps us. Now you are wondering that why I am saying this, that greenhouse effect is beneficial for us. So let's see. The greenhouse effect makes the earth appropriate for live people to live on. How? Let's see. Without it, the earth would be freezing. It would be freezing at night because the sun would be down. We would not get the sun's heat and light to make the night somewhat warm. And on the other hand, it would be burning hot during the day, especially during the summer. It would be burning hot because the sun would be up with no atmosphere to filter it. So people, plant and animal would be exposed to all the light and heat. And you all know the harmful effects of direct contact with the UV radiation. It can even cause skin cancer. So what is global warming doing to the environment? What are its bad impacts on the environment? Firstly, it makes the sea rise. How the sea is rising due to global warming? All the glaciers which are present due to increasing temperature, they have started melting down. And due to this melting, the water level is rising up. So what makes the sea rise? The glaciers melting. And what the sea rise impact on the animals and plants and humans? The water covers many lowland islands, the plant and causes some of them to die. So the animals lose a source of food along with their habitat, but people lose two sources of food, plant food and animal food. As humans are omnivore, they eat both plants and animals. They are losing plant food as well as animal food. Their food is getting destroyed due to the increasing global warming. Next is global warming is harming and killing algae in the ocean. Fewer algae is a problem because there is less food for us and many animals in the sea. So they are destroying the food food producers of marine system also. As we have seen in food chain, the algae is the producer in aquatic ecosystem, and if it is destroyed, it is in bad condition, then it will impact on the whole chain. Now what the peoples are doing to stop global warming, this is very important thing. So firstly, carpooling. Carpooling is driving with someone to a place that you are both going to. This minimizes the amount of greenhouse gases put into the air by a car or any vehicle. This thing you should also implement in your daily life, as if you and your friend live in a similar locality and you both have to go to the college or a similar place, then you can share your vehicle with each other instead of going with your each vehicle. And also you can use public transportation also, and which will decrease the amount of greenhouse gas emission from the vehicles. Another thing that people are doing is being more careful about leaving things turned on, like the television, computer, and the lights. As from the pie graph, you all remember that the maximum amount of greenhouse gas was has been emitted from the power stations, electrical power stations. So if we can conserve electricity, we will reduce the production of electricity, as there will be not that much need, and this can reduce the emission of greenhouse gases to the nature. Next is the Clean Air Act is making many companies change their products to decrease these problems. Part of the law says that you may not put a certain amount of pollutants in the air. The Clean Air Act has also made car companies change some of the things inside the cars. Cars pollute a lot, while cars make more than half of the world's smog. So, by reducing cars, buses, and trucks, we can reduce global warming, as they are responsible for over 50% of dangerous chemicals let into the air. And also, global warming is directly linked with the ozone. Many of the greenhouse gases deplete the ozone layer. You all know that the ozone layer, which surrounds our earth, protects us from the harmful UV radiations of sun. But if at that place it is beneficial for us. But if ozone layer comes in the lower surfaces where we are breathing, and it is breathed in by us, it is very harmful. Ozone is produced when other pollution chemicals combine. It is the basic element of smog. It causes many different kinds of health issues dealing with lungs. It can damage plant and limit sight. It can also cause a lot of property change. So global warming is impacting us in this way also by producing ozone gas around us, which can cause harm to our body. So, at last, I would like to conclude by saying if we want to live longer, to be safer, and in good health, we must protect our environment. Thank you.